Hey, welcome back, Smarties. It's Sunday. I know, Sunday? School on Sunday? That's kind of cuckoo. Well, we're in cuckoo time, so it's Sunday and we're in school. You know, with the pandemic, we can't be at regular school, and so it makes sense that we check in regularly. And since we're not spending as much time together at school, kind of made sense to kind of span the learning over time. Gives you something to do today, gives me something to do today, and it maybe helps your families not go cuckoo, 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 cuckoo. So it's Sunday. These are my Sunday morning clothes. Yeah, I just got out of bed. And this is Bun Bun. This is my bunny. He just got out of bed too. Hi, everybody. Yeah, he's a rabbit, a hare, a bunny. Lots of different words that mean the same thing. He's Bun Bun. He's my baby. He was my baby before I had my kids. I had him a long time. He's older probably than your parents, right? Oh, he doesn't look a day over like 10, but he's like 30. I know. He wears 30 well. So he's going to help me today do the calendar. Sit there, Bun Bun. I can't really see him. He's still there. All right. So I want to have a little word with your home support providers before we jump in. Okay, so families, if you're wondering why we keep doing the same thing over and over again and again and again, here's why. Two reasons. First of all, the information that I'm trying to convey in this context of instruction is complete sentence, days of the week, patterns, cycling, period at the end, capitalizing first letter of the first word of a complete sentence, also proper nouns. And then, now that I'm kind of tagging on some writing, it's also teaching basic, fundamental phonemic awareness, phonics, and phonetic skills applied in just a real organic way. So it's not direct instruction, but inorganically, it's kind of embedding the instruction into other concepts that I'm trying to teach so they get it. And remember, the brain is looking for two things. If you didn't know this, take note now. The brain is looking for novelty. So by mixing it up a little bit, sometimes putting it at the top, sometimes putting it at the bottom, sometimes doing like daily oral language where things are wrong that the kids could know should be different and they can make them right, leaving words out, leaving letters out, changing only one word, putting the wrong punctuation, having to fix it, putting the wrong year. All of those things are little mnemonic triggers to tell the brain, this is new information. But it's not new information, it's cyclical information. It's information I want them to know over time. But if I keep teaching it the same way, they're gonna check out. So by mixing it up, the brain says, ding, 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 novelty, this is new. And yet, there's something so familiar about it. That familiarity is the other thing the brain is seeking. Remember, we have pattern-seeking brains. So it's taking the old information and it's taking the new information and dropping it into the same places that old information lives. It's a little like having a filing cabinet. It's dropping this new information into the folder that says daily calendar or days of the week or complete sentences, by doing it over and over and over, but making a little bit new while still going back to information they already know. That's called I+1, where you take information that they know at a level that they can work at completely independently or in support with me, and then stretching it just a little bit more, like a little carrot, like follow the carrot, follow the carrot, follow the carrot, and they do. So that's why the switch up. Now you at home want to remember that when you're offering them things and you're so you can switch it up a little bit too. So by doing things like having them stand in a different place, stand up in the same place that they work, hop, move around a table, putting a scent like peppermint around them, and then having them connect with information that they're not necessarily getting. Before you lose your mind, these are some little tips that we, as the experts, use. And this is my chance to share my secrets with you. Super teacher secrets. They're neurological secrets. They're not my secrets. They're things I discovered, and now I'm sharing them with you. My gift to you. Survive. You got this. Survivor Island at your house too, I know. But these are some little tools. It's kind of like Hunger Games. Ooh, you're my tribute. I'm dropping in something to help you survive. You can do it. You can do it. So can they. The other thing that I want you to think about is, we know this in education, and parents maybe don't necessarily know it because your skill set is something else. You know things I don't know about other things I don't know about. But when we put the information in the same place, which is why I keep coming back to this whiteboard, what the brain does is take a picture of it, and even though they can't necessarily see it like a photographic memory, when they close their eyes, the brain will have a memory of it. It's what you do as an adult when you put your keys in the same place every day, and then one day you put it in your pocket, not in your little bowl by the door, and the next morning when you go to leave, you say, where are my keys? I know I put them in this bowl. Where are the keys? And you're mad at everybody who you're sure took it out of the bowl, when in reality you put it in your pocket. Because your brain can see you putting it in the bowl because it did it over and over and over and over again. So it's referencing a memory that skipped the day you didn't put it in the bowl. And you do see it in there, and you can't figure out why you can't find it if you had put it in there. And you did just a day before. So when we put information in the same place over and over, and they keep looking at it over and over, the brain has a memory of it. It's imprinted in memory. It's processed and encoded in memory of it that lives somewhere in their brain. Now, the challenge is retrieval. Because really, as a teacher, I'm an engineer. I'm not just an educator. I'm an engineer. I'm an encoding, bringing the information in, processing, using the information, and retrieval engineer. So they've got to be able to come back to the information. Now, when we have struggling learners, one of those three places is usually the entry point where the struggle is. Either they're really good at putting information in, but they're not really good at putting it in a place they can retrieve it easily. So when they process it, they're storing it somewhere that doesn't necessarily make sense. It might make sense in the moment, but when they have to retrieve it, they can't figure out where they put it. For lack of a better explanation, it's like if you were to work on your computer and save a file, and it's 2 in the morning, and you say, oh, the last word you read is blue, and so you save it under blue because that was the last word you read. It totally made sense at 2 in the morning. And then the next day, you're going in looking for your document, and you cannot figure out why you can't find it because you can't remember what you saved it under, because now what makes sense to you to have saved it under, you didn't. You saved it under something kind of random, and until you can re-access that random point, you're not going to get the document to come back. And memory is made in sleep, which is probably part of why kids sleep so much. So if they fall asleep while you're talking to them, they're just trying to make a memory of what you're saying. So if you have had very little sleep and you save something and then you get some sleep, chances are really good you're going to have a hard time remembering what it is that you saved under it. And that's a little bit of what they do when they're encoding. They save it somewhere that makes sense to their brain at that interval, then they process it. When they go to retrieve it, they can't find it. The information is displaced. It's in there. So those are the 3 points. So you're looking as a parent now that you are the homeschool teacher to have novelty and to attach to prior learning. So repetition, repetition, repetition helps. And it's also how children learn, because how many times have they brought you a book? Can you read this to me again and again? And again, and you're then happy for Vox, and you're happy for YouTube, because that same person, you press a button and they do it again and again. But your voice is the powerful one, which is why they want to hear it from you, because you are a meaning maker to them. So when you say it over and over again, they attach emotionally to you, so they're attaching to what you're sharing because it's important, because you're important, which is why a teacher is important too. Technology is fabulous, and it's so great, but probably what you may be finding is sometimes when you put them on devices now, they don't have the stamina they had before because they had a person in front of them sharing information. And this is still a device, but it is a person. I can't speak at the rate a device can operate. I can't move. There's going to be mistakes that I'm going to be making when I'm talking. It's not all going to be clean and perfect. So their brain has that novelty of a human person and some of the human interaction. So between us partnering, me here in the box, and you there on the other side of the screen as a living, breathing being, if you take some of what I do and you do it just the way that I do it, you will be equally, if not more, successful than me because they're connected to you. They have that social, emotional connection to you. So when you disseminate the learning, even if you don't have the skill set and the knowledge and the education and the degrees, and I have millions of them, well, not millions, but like millions of dollars worth of them, I can't be as effective as you can. So here's another empowerment. You are their first teacher, and you are their most important teacher. We're the ancillary teachers, and we're really important. And they're going to tell you, you don't do it like my teacher. Well, you are their teacher now, so you do it just like their teacher. So here's your aha moment, and your pat yourself on the back moment, and your move forward moment. You've got this. You've got this. You are the super parent, super grandma, super sister, super brother, super neighbor, super you. Yay, super you. You got it. So now let's do the calendar. Now they spent 473,000 hours talking about other things. Yeah, get to the getting. All right, I'm getting to the getting. You can hear the church bells. We're going to go to church later, so I'll write about that. We're going to church in the pajamas on my couch. All right, so today is Sunday. Today, let me spread my hands so I remember there's space. Today is Sunday. It's still March 21st, because yesterday was the 21st. That's the 22nd. Look at how it's easy to lose time. That's part of why we write it down, so that we can remember. Because when we're not leaving necessarily our homes and having our routine schedule, it makes it harder to remember how time is passing. This is what teacher summers are like. All right, so let's touch the board where we're going to put the words. Today is Sunday, March 22nd, 2020, or 2020. It's interesting how you can see those big numbers other ways, right? So I know that at the beginning of a complete sentence, it's a big capital letter, and it's T, 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 T. Go straight down and across. 2, not the number, T-O, and day, D-A-Y. Now I need my face space, and today it's going to be Ace, and tomorrow it'll be Chase, and then it'll be Mace, to keep up the pace, and we'll bring back Grace. Huh, that's all the same ending sound, those are rhyming words. Face space is, it's a high frequency word, also a sight word, because if you haven't learned that S steals the sound for Z, you're going to need to know what you see, because it's not the letter that typically says Z. I-S. I is a vowel, S is a consonant. Face space, Sunday, Sunday. S is in sun. First sound of U. This is a vowel also. Sun, like your nose. N. Oh, look, isn't that funny? The U looks like it jumped over and is upside down, and the N looks like it flipped over and it became the U. They're good buddies. They go on a lot of words together, the N sound. Sun, day again. D-A-Y. Good job, chunky monkeys. Ooh, 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 ooh. We need a breath mark. Now, the word that's coming next is March. March. And it would march right off my board. Now, I could put on the metal, but I think it would be hard to read and hard to write. So what I'm going to do is sweep back. Sometimes I write smaller and I'm able to fit it all up there, but today I didn't. I wrote bigger, so since it's taking more space, I'm going to have to sweep back. March. Has to be a capital. It's the mittens. M-R-R-R-R-R-K-R. Digraph CH, like as in chicken, or ch-ch-ch-ch, party sound. March 22nd. Now this is a palindrome. Same forward and backward. 22. I put a 2 in the tens place. I put a 2 in the ones place. 22. Now I need another comma. Going to new information. I really need one because with all those numbers, it would be so crazy and hard to read. I'd like that much money though. That'd be a lot. That'd be nice. 2020. I put a 2 in the tens place. I put a 0 in the ones place. I put a 2 in the tens place. Oh, that's wrong. I'm making a 4-digit number. It's not a 2 in the tens place, a 2 in the ones place. Oh, I made a mistake. And everybody was watching. Is it okay to make mistakes? I don't like to make mistakes. They make me feel small and not very smart. Do you ever make mistakes? I kind of want to feel like I want to cry and hide. There's nowhere to hide and I don't want to cry. I'm going to take a breath because that might help. When I made a mistake, my brain went black inside. It's called flooding. It's like I couldn't even think. Like everything went dark and I felt scared and angry and confused and unhappy and all these things I don't like to feel. But I felt them when I made a mistake because everybody was watching. They were watching me make a mistake. And if they copy, they'll make a mistake too and it will be my fault. Take another breath. Oh, that feels better. It's like the air is telling my brain, it's okay. Everybody makes mistakes. My brain gets smaller when I get afraid and angry. But when I was breathing, I could feel my brain get bigger. It's called a mindset. Making mistakes happens to everybody, even grown-ups. I'm a really tall, big, old grown-up, and I know a ton of stuff. And I just made a mistake in front of a whole bunch of people. That's so embarrassing, even for a grown-up. I just want to turn off the tape and start over because it's a mistake. But that doesn't help me learn, and it doesn't help you learn either. Because you need to know it's okay to make mistakes. If you see me make a mistake, did you think I was a bad teacher? A bad person? Not very smart? No, you didn't, did you? You felt sorry for me and you wanted to help me fix it, right? I wish I had realized that, because that would have made it easier to make a mistake. Okay. I feel better breathing, so if you make a mistake, you could do what I did. I couldn't help how I felt. That was just a feeling. I couldn't help it. It just came out of nowhere. Because I made a mistake. You might have that too. That I couldn't control. But what I did after that feeling, I could control. That breath, I could control that breath. So that helped me. So I could write. That's called having a growth mindset and being mindful. When I'm mindful, it means I sit in a place without any judgment. I didn't say, you're not smart. That was not a thing a smart person does. I wanted to think it. I did think it, but then I just did this. In came the breath, and the thought just went away with the breath. I didn't let it stay inside me. I thought it. And then I just blew it away. Because I know it's not true. I didn't feel that it wasn't true. It felt like it was true. But I knew it wasn't true. I knew it wasn't true. So I blew it away. And now that I don't feel that same way, I can believe that it's not true. I am smart, and I'll get smarter by making mistakes and persevering through them, staying in the hard work. Because look, the number was correct, just how I wrote it was incorrect, and that wasn't the right information, but some of it was correct, and even that I tried. T-R-Y, I tried. I just didn't have it yet. Y-E-T, not yet, but I did try. I will try. I will try. I will try. Till the day that I die, I will try. That almost killed me making that mistake, but I didn't die, so I'm going to keep trying. because I have a growth mindset. I can learn from my mistakes. Doesn't feel good while I'm learning, but I feel pretty good now because I know I can fix it. And you didn't laugh at me, even if you laughed at what I did. Like, that's what you thinking? You weren't laughing at me. You were laughing that it was funny that I would say that, not because I said it. You were saying it because it didn't make sense. That was so confusing. Okay, so I'm not even going to rewrite it because it's the correct numerals in the correct places. I'm just going to say it correctly because I learned. Yay for the mistake. Yay for the mistake. And you know what? You can learn from mistakes, but they don't have to be yours. I got the lesson the hard way, but you can have it the easy way. Mistakes help us learn, but they don't have to be our mistakes. We just have to learn from mistakes. Say, but let that be a lesson to us all. All right, there's our lesson. More important even than the calendar is that lesson, I think. Okay, I put a 2 in the thousands place. I put a 0 in the hundreds place. I put a 2 in the tens place. And I'm missing the last digit, so I'm going to add it. I put a 0 in the ones place. Wow, that makes powerful learning. And I need to stop it before the words and the numbers run off my board. I'm going to put a stopping mark, just a telling sentence. That sentence, writing that sentence had a whole lot of strong feeling. There's all kinds of exclamation points. Oh, 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 oh. My brain power fist, I guess I should do it this way. Now I've got the power in my own smart brain. That was all exclamation point learning. It felt terrible, but was empowering. Yay! Exclamation point, I learned. It felt awful, but I learned. You can too. All right, today, beyond making a mistake, my kids and I, it's so hard to write a couch. Draw a couch. So it's easier to write a couch. I'm just going to sketch it. That's good enough. Good enough. That's my couch. Yay me. Wish I would have taken art drawing in college or high school or elementary school, but I didn't. So you're stuck with it. Couch. I better write the word because I actually know how to spell couch. C-ow. O-U-Ch. Ow. Ouch. Ouch. There's an ouch in my couch. Yeah, look at it. No wonder. Ouch, look at that couch. Okay, so we, 3. Regan's just as big as all of us, but, I guess this should be me. I'll sit in the middle. Ooh, got big hair. There's me. There's Mommy. Mama. This can be Regan. I gotta separate my kids. Look, you see the back of the couch with their head. They're not invisible, so I have to erase it. Here's cool Brecken, sitting on the couch. Need some arms. Here's me, stick mama. And here's Regan. And we're gonna watch church on TV. So church, TV, and church. Hey, that's like March. Hey, that's a turkey. Church. That's funny, huh? Church. This is church. We don't normally do church on TV. You can, we just don't. And the crosses represent church symbolically. All right, so let's do what yesterday was. Yes. Y-E-S, T-E-R, day, D-A-Y, was, it's in the past. It was a hard day, so I'm glad that was in the past. Some days I don't want to end, and other days I can't wait for them to be over. Was, do you remember? It was a weekend, even though I didn't feel like it. The other S, Saturday. Sat. Day. D-A-Y, period. Yesterday was Saturday. Today is Sunday, so we had to come up. And tomorrow will be, gonna go down Monday in our pattern. Monday. So today, we already have that. I already wrote that up there. Today, face space is face space. Sunday, period. Tomorrow will be face space. Will face space be Monday? Capital M-O-N-D-A-Y. Now this is the of love. So I'm gonna heart over it. Monday. Oh, I forgot the period. Okay, let's read my board. Today is Sunday, March 22nd, 2020. Yesterday was Saturday. Today is Sunday. Tomorrow will be Monday. And this is us today. We will. Alright, that's just like this one. Will. Go. G-O. G. G-O. To. Oh, to like today. To. And I already wrote church. Face space. But we're going to do it at home, so. At. Face space home. And I need to have an E at the end because it's going to give all this power over to the Lord to make him long and strong and say in his name. And I need a stopping mark. It's just a telling sentence. We will go to church at home. All right, whatever you're doing today, make it a great one. Draw me a picture. Send it to me. Let me see what you did today. Now remember, this is sketching because I'm not adding any color. So you can sketch with a pencil or a black pen or marker, and then you can come back and add color with crayons, colored pencil, watercolor, like as in Ish, which Peter Reynolds did an amazing job on. Or you could even use like chalk and then spray it with hairspray because it'll set it. Or you can just leave it as a sketch. I look forward to sharing more information on another segment. Until then, catch the love for later. Here's some pride, put it inside. And remember, have a growth mindset. Be mindful. Super teacher.